Hello everybody, today we are going to be doing a drawing. I'm going to do my drawing in a marker on my dry erase board, but I would like for you to have a pencil in case you make a mistake so you can erase. We're going to talk about the way that things appear to us and to our eyes when we are looking out at them in the world or in space. So when I'm looking out into space, and I don't mean outer space like the planets, but I mean space in front of you. So if I'm looking out into the ocean and I see a boat really far away, then that boat is gonna look really small to me because it's far away, okay? So it's not gonna be very big. If a boat is very close to me, like this boat right here, it's gonna appear larger. So when we draw things in our art, that's one way that we use to tell what kind of space is in our art. So right here, my art is going very far away because I have a small boat in the back, okay? And I also have a boat up close, okay? So I can see quite a bit of ways in my art. So we're gonna be talking about that today, and we're gonna do this drawing of some sailboats on the water. So you need a pencil, and you need an eraser, and your crayons. Now, if you don't have crayons, and you have markers only, or colored pencils only, then that's fine too. You can use those. Okay, so what we're gonna do is the first thing that we usually draw in our art is called the horizon line. The horizon line is spelled like this, horizon line. Okay. The horizon is where the ground meets the sky. We may be used to seeing horizons if this is our grass, our horizon, and then this is our sun right here. Okay, and then we have like some trees and stuff over here. We're used to seeing a horizon line kind of like this. Okay, so that's that line where if this is the grass and this is the sky, then this line right here that separates is the horizon line. Okay. So my horizon line in this art is, here's my ground. My ground is not necessarily always the grass, but whatever's in the bottom of the painting. So my ground is my water, and my sky is this white part of the paper here. And that line that separates the two or goes between those two is this line right here, this curved line, okay? So on my paper, I'm gonna make sure that my paper is turned up and down. Okay, and on my paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my horizon line, which is kind of closer to the top, and it's this wavy line right here. And I just used it, I just drew it kind of like I was connecting the bottoms of some smiley faces. So a curved line looks like this, okay? Or it can also look like this, right? But I did a curved line, so kind of like a smiley face. And then I did another curved line and connected it, and another curved line and connected it, okay? So that's what line I did all the way across. Okay, so that's this line right here. Now, we're gonna save these three for the end of the drawing, because if I draw them now, then I'm gonna have to erase them because you can't see my water through my boat, right? And because I can't see the water through my boat, I know that my boat is gonna be on top of the water. Okay, that's called overlapping. When things go one on top of the other, that word is called overlap and overlapping, okay? And that's where, if I have an overlap, that's where one circle, for example, is in front of my triangle. So if my circle is in front of my triangle, then can I see the triangle behind the circle? No. If my circle is in front, I will only be able to see the circle, not the triangle, okay? So that's called overlapping. So I've got my horizon line. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my smallest boat because it's the easiest one. And what I did was I drew a straight line barely above my water line. And then I drew a curved line. And I connected those two. So that's a straight line like that and a curved line to connect them. Almost a little bit like a smiley face. Now, when you draw your boat, if you get water, see my water line is inside my boat? Remember, I can't see my water through my boat, so I'm gonna take my eraser and I'm gonna erase any of those water lines that were in there when I added my boat, okay? So I'll erase any of those lines inside that. Then the sails are the shape of a triangle. So what I did was I drew a little stick And then I drew a triangle. We don't want our triangle too big or it will sink our boat. And we don't want our triangle too small, like this, or it's not gonna blow our boat anywhere, right? The sail will not be useful to us. Okay, so there's my boat. I also added these diagonal lines. Remember, diagonal lines go, they're slanted. So I added those diagonal lines right there. That way I could use more than one color, because it would be kind of boring if I only got to color the sail one color. Now I've got my small boat. Now a little bit closer to me is this medium boat right here. So that's a little bit further down the page, about halfway down my page. So here's my page and this is halfway, okay? So I'm gonna draw that straight line shape and curved line shape. Straight line, curved line. Now, I know this boat is closer to me, so it's going to be larger than this boat because the closer things are to me, the bigger they look. So back here is my small boat, here is my medium boat. Make sure your medium boat is bigger than your small boat. You don't want it smaller, you want it bigger. Now I'm gonna do my little stick up, and I'm gonna draw a medium triangle, and my medium triangle is gonna be bigger than my small one because again, it's closer. Then I added my diagonal lines so I could do all fun colors on my boat. Now I've got one more boat and it's the largest boat, which means it's the closest to me, okay? So a little bit underneath this one, so right about here, I'm gonna make another boat. Now, this is not a bigger line than this, right? So it's not closer. So I've got a little bit bigger. Nope, that's not right. A little bit bigger. That line is bigger than this line. So I know that's correct. Now, after I've made that line bigger than this medium boat, I can connect, and I know my boat will be the right size. Now, I also need a big sail for my big boat or it'll fall over. So I'm gonna do my little stick and my large triangle. It's okay if it's not perfectly straight. Now I'm gonna add my diagonal lines so I can color it. Now, I've got my small, medium, and large boat. This boat is the highest on my paper. My medium boat is in the middle of my paper, and my large boat is at the bottom of my paper. So I know that all my sizes are right and all the places of my boats are right. Now I can move on to the last step, which is adding these water lines underneath. And I added those just so it wouldn't be one large chunk of blue. That way I could have a little bit more detail in my drawing. So I'm gonna add some more of these lines. But when I get to the boat, I'm not going to go through the boat because you can't see the water through the boat. So when I get to the boat, I'm gonna stop, pick up my pencil, put it back on the other side of the boat and keep going. Okay, so now I'm adding my water. Oh, I'm getting into the sail. I don't wanna go through my boat, so I pick up my pencil when I get to the boat, put it on the other side of the boat and keep going. I've got two more, so I'm gonna keep going. Oh, I'm at the boat, pick up my pencil and keep going. One more. I'm at the boat, pick up my pencil, put it on the other side of the boat at the same spot and keep going. Now I have lines all the way down my paper, so my paper looks full. My paper has designs, my boats have designs, okay? And I am ready to start coloring. Now, when I colored, you can tell my coloring goes one direction like this. And I know we talked about this at the beginning of the year, but I always want to tell you guys every time because we really need to practice our coloring as long as we can. So my craftsmanship is how I color my paper. So how it looks when I color my paper, okay? So if I'm using crayon, I can check how it's supposed to look. Now, here's my number 1. Okay, there's my little scribble. My number 2, I scribbled a little this way and I scribbled a little this way. It's still not great, but it is a little bit better than this one because I have more colored, right? When I move up to 3, I see that I colored this way, I got tired, then I colored this way, then I got tired, then I colored this way. But if I go to number 4, you can't tell that I changed directions at all, right? It just looks like one nice, pretty full circle. And so that's what this part right here looks like, okay? So when you are coloring, I want you to make sure that you're going side to side, one direction, side to side just like this, and go slow. Go slow. You don't need to rush, okay? Now, if my hand gets tired of going side to side, then I can turn my paper a little bit, and then I can put my crayon back down, and now I'm going up and down, but I haven't changed directions, right? So if I'm coloring up and down and I get tired and then I go this way, look, it makes this part really dark, and this part right here is a different direction than this, so you can tell. So if I'm coloring side to side again, and I get tired of going side to side, and instead I want to go up and down, I just turn my paper a little bit, and now I can go up and down and my hand doesn't get tired. If that doesn't make sense to you and you need a little extra practice, then that's okay. Just color side to side, and if you get tired, set your crayon down, shake your hand out, and either go to a smaller part that needs coloring. So if you're coloring the water and your hand gets tired, then take a break, shake out your hand, and then come back and maybe color a small part. That way your hand gets a little bit of a break. Okay, so I'm coloring all this, I get overwhelmed, shake out my hand, come back and color a smaller part, and that will give your hand a break, and you can go back to coloring the water, okay? I want you to make sure all your paper has color on it. So when you get to these edges, like over here, I don't want you to color and leave this edge white. I want you to color all the way to the edge. And we're really gonna practice on making our drawings into works of art. Okay, so I want all my paper edge colored. Don't leave any of that edge like that. Okay, color it all the way in. And I really want you to try and get your crayon from a 1, 2, or 3 into a 4. Okay, when you are done with your drawing and you finish coloring it, please send me a picture on Google Classroom, Class Dojo, or you can email it to me. All right, guys, have fun. Good luck.